Hello. It's a wonderful night for a moon dance. It's a wonderful night for a moon dance. It's a wonderful night for a moon dance. It's that night magic. That's what I do when I don't know the words. I just kind of hum a little bit. Okay, pop out chat. Put it up here. C. Gomez. Hi. And Ron Sheps, Ron White, Rachel Powell, Christine Salvati, Realms is on. Robert White, Joshua Kane, Kim BDI, Brad Kennedy. Oh my gosh, you're blowing me up. I can't keep up. Okay, just try it again. All right. Okay. Micro Halloween, Sarah R, Line Cook, Thor, Jamie, Thaxton, longest name on YouTube, Scuba Steve, Scott McDonald Jr., John Lowell, Jennifer Pugh. Pew, 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 pew. I say that in my head every time I say your name. And Stanley S., Ella's Fire, Michelle Schulte, DM Cash, Susan Attai, Philip Earl, Robert White, Jeremiah Dempsey, good evening, yes. Rob O'Brien, Roar, and Roar to you as well. Bear stuff, I get it, yes. Oh, man, I keep doing that. I'm so bad at buttoning. Curvin Driscoll. I don't know that name, like I don't, and Love for Tink, like both of you. I haven't seen you guys on. Welcome to a live feed. I don't know if you watch the videos normally, or if YouTube just said, check this weird dude out. I don't know, but welcome. HBK Styles, Harry Fullbaum, Jeff Sheffield, Stacy, hi Stacy, Green Hammer, Sons of Wayne, Stephen Scott, Tutwork Studio, and Oxana Moon, Gisela Carrillo Cordova. What a great, like those two last names, Carrillo Cordova. Like that sounds really nice. That's nice. And I like turkey. 5 pets I have, hello again. You normally come in later, awesome. This is your first live feed, very cool. Angie Rogers joined us. She was at work before, I think she said. Chad Flyboy, Captain Marga, Psycho, Axeman, Dale Springfield, Larry Hughes. All right, so that catches me up with all of the hellos. Water. Some days you feel like you're full of sand, and that means you didn't have enough water. Today is that day. All right, so we have to go into the other room. Hello, Teddy. Holy moly. Oh, solar, what do I do here? Okay, so I make stuff. That's what I do. Like, I make things. Mostly monsters, because of who I am as a person. And tonight, we're going to turn this bear into a mask. Yes, it's just a regular teddy bear. If you've ever had the deep burning desire to shove your head up a bear's butt and scare people with it, I'm your Huckleberry. I don't really need a lot. This is just an extension cord from my ceiling. Okay. All right. So, well, there's going to be at least one head in a butt. Like, it's happening. You can deny it all you want, but it happens. Normally I say stuff like this is not the channel for that, but tonight's your night. Okay, yes. So I'm going to take off his little scarf. He's not going to have a scarf. This is a different kind of bear mask. Like, I also make masks that look like a bear, but this will not be that. This will be a mask that looks like a teddy bear. Okay. It depends. It depends where I get my bears. normally like Valentine's Day, I'll go like right after Valentine's Day, and I'll buy a bunch of the $10 or $20 teddy bears for like $5 or $6. But I also, there's a couple carnival companies that I will buy from, um, even though they are of questionable quality. Yes, this is like a Build-A-Bear workshop, the Skin-A-Bear workshop. And I am wearing my Skeletor in the Streets, Beastman in the Sheets t-shirt. I love this thing. Yes, yes. Well, you know, Teddy, you never know. You should be open to new experiences. That's what people say when bad stuff is about to happen to other people. So there you go. You barely made it. Thank you, Psycho. This shirt can be found in my Teespring, in case anybody also wants to have questionable things said about their character based upon 80s cartoons. Okay, it's just me for a while at least. We will see. Hope everybody is doing well and getting ready for Turkey Day in some way or fashion. We're going to have a very low-key Turkey Day here with just me and the wife. Doesn't mean that she won't cook for 70 people. Luckily, I can eat like I am 68 people. Then Shannon is one person, and then I have a day's worth of leftovers. All right, so to make sure, oh yeah, bears are definitely good. This bear is definitely going to be harmed. Our like step one is kind of like a vivisection. Good times. I need to get a plaster head form. Hello, Christopher Lazote. Lisa is on now. Ashley Wan. And I need to get, you know, like from under the shelf, a copy of your own head and plaster. It's kind of, everybody has one, right? It's a me. These boogers are heavy. And I have to be able to see this. I have to hug the bear before the vivisection starts. That what like teddy bear vivisection should be a band name. That's all I'm saying. Here you go. All right, bear. Here's a hug. And here's like, this is so you can go to sleep before. Okay. Now I'll pretend the bear is unconscious. All right. No, man. Children should watch. They should know where their food comes from. It's all right. This is a little dusty. I don't necessarily mind that, but get a little bit of that dust off of there. Now kill it. I know. Okay, so the shirt may not be on Teespring, but I can probably post and send a link. Yeah. We're going to add more value to this teddy bear, in my opinion. So there is that. That's the teddy bear has going for it. We need a base for this to go on. And I think that base is in my van. Yeah. Come on. I'm not like an organized person. It is a miracle at all that I get things done. But luckily the van is parked very close. Forgot, I took the van to Alabama, so what was in the van should be in here. Hello, KDFX Monster Tutorials. Welcome to tonight's episode of watching Alan wander around the shop trying to find that thing that he just bought or had. This is kind of how my life goes. Ooh, I got one. All right, here we go. This is a spray sock. If I take you guys to the van, you know that I'm going to hit the Godzilla horn. These spray socks are actually pretty great to make masks off of because they're a fairly thick fabric and they have a holo for your face-o. I've not seen your shield yet. I have not had a heavy internet day as I had a heavy shop day. There we go. I do try to avoid it being like pointy up top. Yeah. I think it's important that we don't make any masks that look like the Klan, you know? Yes. And now it's the fun part. Look at the bear. You can tell he's ready. Now this is for obviously a customer. That's awesome, Angie. All right, so yeah. There we go. So one time I got bad pizza from Little Caesars. Okay, and it made me very ill, and it just did things to me. And I'm not going to go into detail about what the Little Caesars pizza did, because you know that's not appropriate. But it did for like days. Like this won't last that long, but it's still happening. Here we are. You want to leave stuffing in the head and in the arms and legs. That's what you want. Okay, now, all right, and that is what came out of the burr. Hashtag butt fluff. Also could be a band name. Don't really want any of this. I just want the legs filled and the arms filled and the head filled. Now, I too make puppets sometimes. Summertimes. In the summer times when the weather is hot. And then I'm going to cut right up the back. I cut right off of the seam because I don't want to make that seam run any more than it needs to. And then I have this lovely. It's like I'm making a Christmas turkey. Hello, Jay Harvey. If that is your real name. I get it. probably a real name. The danger in liking and drinking out of QT cups is sometimes you drink out of the QT cup from the other day, and it's not cool and refreshing. It's Minifin. Hello, Blackcraft 27. Good to see you guys on. And now, let's pop the top on this contact cement. And I'm contact cementing the snot out of this. Thanks, Ron. Now, a lot of you guys might be thinking that there is a danger that I could glue the headstock to the head bust. And there's really not that much of a danger of that, simply because I'm putting it on while it's wet, and it's only getting contact from one side. If it were on both sides and it then had time to dry, then I could be in trouble. But that's not what's happening here. There's something happening here. All right, you know what? While this is pretty new contact cement, I think I want to spray it onto the inside of the bear. That's a good way to go. It's just painting something that floppy is rather difficult. Okay. And remember I just moved my airbrush to somewhere else? Well, now I have to get it again. Well, Realms, this is why I'm foolish. I'm teaching you how to make your own. I ain't smart. Born to be king, we are the princes of the universe. Hello, Lanny Williams, Karen Dutton, Mike Cherzenowski. My guess, Anthony, is that they're in front of their computer. This guy just like fell out of here. That'll probably work. Crappy Clown, it is looking like no, I'm afraid. A little too much going on virus-wise, I think. All right, so there's that. I have enough in here. Now this will melt this bottle, but it takes like 4 or 5 hours to really get soft and turn into Garbaggio. So you have time. I realize that I'm sacrificing a bottle when I do this, and I'm okay with that. Oh, Kristen, I remember. I think I got an email from you. Hello, Simon Pops in the UK. Of course, I am in Texas. Texas. And I want to thin this a little bit so I can spray it through my Airbrush. And you can thin contact cement with xylene. Philip Earl, there is no cleanup. This bottle is going to be destroyed and I'm going to throw it away. And this is a single action airbrush, and it's an external mix single action airbrush. So this will never go into the body of the airbrush at all or mess up its nozzle. And I just put a little bit in there so that I can thin that contact cement a little more. Now I'm not going to, you know what, I am going to angry snail this. I just got to put on a glove first. Angry snail is my favorite mixing technique. Hello, Scott. Glad you got back from Florida. Yes, I have air scrubbers on. Or not all on, but the one on this side, the two on this side of the room are. All right, here we go. Zombie snail. See, those two things are not very well mixed. Put your palm over it, your thumb goes underneath to lock it down, and now you have a snail. Zombie snail. The great thing is that if I get something on this shirt, I can get another one. Like, I know where they're made. And that's cool. What's not cool is that this straw keeps falling out of this bottle. Oh. Modifications. I'm just cleaning out my tip here. I got some tip problems. Y'all know how that is. Zombie snail and the butt fluffs. I don't know if I want to open up for the butt fluffs. Or is that all one band? Okay, I think I have cleaned that out enough. Live by the $10 airbrush, die by the $10 airbrush. Like, no one really says that, but I guess you could. Okay. I'm about to use fire to soften this plastic in there in order for this straw to fit up in there better and stay. But I didn't want to do that right next to the giant thing of open contact cement or the giant thing of xylene. So there you go. Safety, kids. Safety. Safety is not always about not causing explosions, but sometimes it is just about not causing explosions. Yes, that's right, line cook for friend, not your smart friend. I think that Zombie Snail and the Butt Fluffs, if they were a band, they would have to play polka. I think polka would be their, like, main... what they do. Hello, Hoyt Swans. Remember, this is also spider webs, so this is like, you need to cobweb something. Look at those precision cobwebs. Do you see them? They're all like in here. No? You don't see them? Now it looks like I haven't used my glue gun in a while. Hello, 1031. Polka core, is that a thing? Like I don't know. Well, contact cement thins better with xylene than it does with naphtha. I still use naphtha, but contact cement thins better with xylene. See, and this is going to actually dry a lot faster because if I use a brush, it just goes on so much more. Hello, JLR 538M. There will be teeth, there will be blood, and he will have a mouth. So all of those things. I have used Elimelene. It's not good at thinning contact cement. I don't like it for thinning contact cement. I'm sure he'll show up, Jennifer. I'm sure he'll show up. Someone's going to ask if I'm going to put a shrimp in its mouth. It's going to happen. Just how my life works. Let me get a heat the gun. These are just clamps from Harbor Freight. Just clamps from Harbor Freight, that's all. I think they're 14 inches. Ashley Wan, this is why you're not allowed to make choices for yourself. I did give it a hug first. At someone else's request. All right. You take a bear, and the head goes on top of the head. That's important. Now, we're going to spin this guy around, and we will hit the back side. I should have test fit my bear before to know where to put the glue, but I just winged it because of who I am as a person. don't think I'll even have to cut this back. I think I'll just be able to pop this guy off. But maybe I will. If I do, then he gets some scraps. Now that's going to stick really nice. Here's where my eyes are. $19.80. The bear, awesome, obviously. That's what I'm doing to the bear. This is a way to keep your favorite teddy bear around and useful for years to come. Okay. Yeah, and this guy is just on, right? Yeah. It's been a while since I used the little hot glue gun. I don't do a lot of these anymore. These bears are things I tried to pawn off on people. People want them, but I don't like to make them. Make sure you use your fingertips to tell if your hot glue gun is getting hot. Yeah, it's getting hot. Psycho was in here. My guess is he's popping in and out. Okay. I just like a lot of the work that I do a lot of reinforcing work on them, and if it's in red, it looks kind of nice. That's right, I'm an instructor, not a safety instructor. He does have very petable fur. And it just makes me feel bad about what I'm doing. I was hoping I had a little thing of teeth. I don't seem to have teeth. It's a wife.
Hi.
Have you come to help me with comments?
Yes, I had to finish with the oven. Everything was turned off.
Sometimes happen in Mojo. And blood is also seen as something, if something doesn't look good, you cover it in blood. So that's like a special effects trick. And like a lot of folks who are new into makeup, they don't have good edges, it's not a good looking wound, it's covered in blood. And that's not what anybody who knows anything wants to see in a portfolio. When you see that, you're like, show me that wound without any blood, please.
All right. Let's see what here. Everything done okay?
What's that? Yeah, things are good.
All right.
Things are fine, yes. Yes, things are fine.
So much cooking.
Yeah.
Bear stuff. Is that what we're calling it?
Bear stuff.
Oh, bear stuff.
Hashtag bear stuff. Where's the bear lounge when we need them?
Okay. Mojo portfolio tips, loving it. Ashley 1. People also get desensitized to blood and gore if you ever use it. Looking at you, Eli Roth.
Yeah. Like Roth, what the heck? I had black in here, so I'm just squeezing out the black until I'm ready.
Okay, guess what? Finger fine. I've just been manipulating a soft, fleshy bear. Hey, Karen Dutton. Love a picture of wedding poster. That was the one Dan Carroll made.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen. Captain Mojo says, looking past Eli Roth and into Rob Zombie's eyes, I have likable characters. As likable characters.
Yeah. When he did the first Halloween, it's like, well, I don't know if I enjoyed it or not because I just don't like watching people who look like they're on heroin. And everybody in that movie looked like they were on heroin. And that's like one of those places where where I'm pretty comfortable making a stand, yeah, I think heroin's probably not the best for you.
People watching, you've been on 45 minutes. Ezekiel said, started to watch The Princess Bride last night, 2 minutes, and the daughter fell asleep, so we will resume tonight.
Understood. I guess that's understandable. You must have started it late. I find it riveting. So these are pumpkin teeth, but these are the buck pumpkin teeth. These are buck pumpkin teeth, and these look good on these bears, so that's what you gonna get.
1980 says I picked up another hairdresser practice nail head. I'm thinking it will become next year's Beetlejuice.
Cool.
Alicia says that's one of my favorite movies.
Careful not to say Beetlejuice 3 times, or Edson will show up.
Okay. Is Edson on tonight?
I don't know. Edson, are you on tonight?
Let's see if Edson is here. Nope, he's not. Big Ink Media Group. This is like a Care Bear snuff video. If you listen, you can hear the bear cry.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you use for your monster teeth when sculpting?
Well, sometimes I use pumpkin teeth that are not this kind. Sometimes I use the pumpkin teeth that are pointy. And sometimes I just sculpt teeth.
Regularly Handsome says, pumpkin teeth. Make note that I thought of it first. Heaven Emojo says, if Rob Zombie is a ketamine or a crystal meth, I think he has a trademark. Thanks, Scott Coulthard, for the pumpkin teeth link.
Thanks, homie.
John Hayes, a video you made long ago, Culking Tree Wearable Arms. I couldn't find the arm forms.
Yes, they stopped making them, so now you have to make your own. And the way that you make your own is you go to Harbor Freight, you get yourself some big electrician's gloves. Get yourself some electrician's gloves like this. And then you fill that full of monster clay. Is that monster clay down in there? Yeah. And then you peel or cut the glove off, and you have and you shave this down as to what you need, but then you have a hard form that you can put over, because the monster clay is actually pretty firm stuff.
Everybody's excited that Jim's is here. What do you use for sharp monster teeth?
Wife, I use pumpkin teeth, or I sculpt them. Now, pumpkin teeth has 2 varieties.
Christina Mentai, it's me, it's the wife.
It's the wife.
Ezekiel says, I met Rob Zombie, he's very cool and easy to talk to. 1980 says, speaking of cake pans, I found a He-Man Woodton pan a few years back. Now it's a family heirloom.
Wow. I don't know that we were speaking of cake pans, but that's never stopped you before, 1980. Okay. And now this is just going to get into that fur, and it's going to make it awesome.
Hilton Knowles, please distract me. I just went through an attempted interview for my channel that took 100 attempts before we gave up and went on food. David Quintana says, what are you going to do to the bear?
I'm making a mask out of it. Well, I've already made a mask out of it. Now I'm going to make a creepy scared of mask out of it.
Yes, Jones is here.
And if someone ever asks you, what are you doing to that teddy bear? The answer is always, making it awesome. A little closer. Don't be shy. Come a little closer. Air and extra dry.
Hey, Chad Smith, he says, it's been a while since you made one of these. I'm thinking it's been a while since I've seen you make one live.
Yes, it has been a long time. For a while there, Jake Farmer, who worked with me, was making them. And then he stopped making them. And Michael makes them on occasion. But Jake made a couple for Trans World, and they ended up on the website. and then people ordered them
Now they're all gone.
after we sold them. So such is life on the workshop floor.
That teddy bear is already awesome. Where'd you get it from? I'm gonna get one for my dog that he won't be allowed to play with.
Well, that sounds like fun. I believe I got this at Walmart.
You did.
Yon home of capitalism. Now I wish that this hot glue gun had a setting for temperature, but this one doesn't. I don't know if it's worth investing in a bigger glue gun just for, it probably is, just to keep it set up on red. Now I very easily could hot glue the fur to the head bust. It's not like the situation with the contact cement where it's not going to be a great bond. This will be an awesome bond. So I have to make sure to keep the hot glue on this side of the fur, please.
Chad says, I'm guessing Jake got busy making stuff for his lighting and FX business. How has his business been this year?
I assume it's been okay. I do talk to Jake on occasion. I mean, not doing Trans World means that we're not doing a lot, so yeah. Dat kitty. Yeah,
Oh,
these
that's nice.
teeth kind of very much feel like sloth teeth from Goonies.
I have recently purchased a buckskin and I have 2 1-inch brown Siberian garnets. How would one go about making them into eyes for it?
I am not a jeweler, so I like garnets. My wife likes garnets, but I don't know. I mean, like jewelry settings and stuff. You're asking questions that are beyond me.
Have any decisions been made for dark hour in reference to Christmas? That's Chad Smith.
Right now, it's not looking good.
John Hayes, big hello everyone from Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
And a big hello to you.
We were in Ontario and it was lovely. Dirty Santa, are you and Jake still going to do a web guy video?
Yes, we are. Webgun video. Yes, we are.
Web gun video.
It'll probably be after the new year.
Good boy. Good night, Michelle. Big Ink says, I just purchased a Ryobi 20-volt cordless glue gun. Hope it has good heat.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't like the cordless guns. That's a preference of mine, just based off of, I have big guns that I really like, you know. And also, there's a matter of the feed, because my big glue guns, they take bigger glue sticks than normal.
See, Kevin Donovan, what was the scariest prop in the Christmas themed haunted house from winter 2019?
Okay, so what gets the best scares is a different question than what's the scariest. And what gets the best scares, it's always the Christmas trees. Because we have actors who are inside of Christmas trees. And the Christmas tree jumps out and scares you. And people are just not ready for that.
Lisa would like to know, do you decorate the shop? You mean for Christmas?
I don't really
Do you
decorate
for the
anything.
holidays, Lisa?
She does. No, we don't decorate. You know, if I have the energy to do that, then shouldn't I be working on someone's orders? It's kind of how I feel.
I could decorate for you.
I would hate for, you know, me to say, sorry, I don't have time to make your order. You have time to put up 2 Christmas trees in the shop and hang a wreath on the side of the building.
I could do it. I've
No,
been told,
you're too
Lisa,
busy.
I've been told I'm not allowed to decorate the shop.
Yeah, see, like, I like more Halloween type decorations because they can just stay up. I don't like decorating in such a way where you put it up and it comes down in a month. Like, that does not make a lot of sense to me. My wife does it, and she's great and wonderful, and the house does look lovely, and then she takes it down. One of the many blessings of this house is that we have an outdoor garden shed that we can store Christmas stuff in, because previously I would have to slog them up and down the ladder into the attic, and that's not fun.
John Hayes, I've had a Gorzone or Fangoria mag that had a tutorial on rectangular or retractable, werewolf claws. Can't find any tutorials. That would be cool for something for you to reproduce.
Yes, and while they're awesome, that's a great thing to play with in your living room and in your shop. The overall effect of them being like, I think that like contact lenses. The effect of a contact lens is in the haunted house, it's pretty minimal. Most of the time you can't even tell that the person is wearing them. So I don't.
Chad Smith, if you don't mind me asking, how do you construct a Christmas tree costume?
I'll actually be doing a YouTube video on it here after a while.
Lockhart Monster Fab says that the Christmas tree got him good last year.
It's a fun scare people do not expect, and we use it several times.
Lisa, I'm allowed to put a wreath on the door, and it is a Christmas wreath that Alan made that looks like a giant monster full of teeth. That goes on the door. That's as far as I'm allowed to decorate the shop.
Yeah,
But I do decorate the rest of the house.
yeah. Wait, yes.
Yes, I do. You love it.
Okay, so I feel pretty good about this. Is all a little wet still.
Yes, Lisa says, I remember that blog, Monster Wreath. Correct. We still have it. It still goes on the door. John Hayes says, I like the old video with the crutch and vines.
That is an oldie. That's probably 10, 11 years old by now. I see that cute kitten. While I'm shaking paint, behold Jonesy. Kitty, Jones. Bones, Jones. Jones.
this cat.
So they don't know him.
Jones is a darling, we love it. Milton says, you have no idea how practical this channel is for taxidermy and repairing skulls and almost any other project that I do. In other words, I just want to say thank you for all of your good work, man.
Well, thank you. That's very kind. I thought all I was good for was helping you figure out what to have for dinner.
Jonesy. Was Jonesy named after the character in Fallen? No, Karen, Jonesy was named after the cat in the Alien and Aliens with Sigourney Weaver. The ginger tabby named Jonesy. I love the Alien movies, and so when we rescued him, he was a little yellow cat.
Amazing how well that thing works.
That's good, yeah. Everything's clear. So that's what he's named after. Cat Swift. So Shannon came in, but no doggos. They usually follow everybody. They did.
They did. They came in, then they left. They're like, we got stuff to do outside.
Yeah, they're outside
Have fun. Okay, bye.
having an adventure. They love this cool weather, so they're enjoying it. Harvey says, I hate pink. Ew.
Well, this is supposed to be Tank.
John Hayes, were you a big fan of creature feature TV shows?
Yes.
Jennifer Q says, yay, Jonesy. Jennifer, I'm going to try and put it in your package for you. Nelson says, Jonesy is my favorite character from that show. Kevin Donovan, have you ever made squares wrapped as Christmas presents?
Yep. I made a Christmas present golem. And one of our main decorations is just big presents that you can move around. And the secret is once you wrap a present, don't put any bows on it or anything, then you wrap it in clear packing tape. And do 2 or 3 layers of clear packing tape, and then those will last for years. But a like regular wrapped present won't.
Good night, Gene Drake. He says, thanks for another great evening of TV alternative. Milton Knowles says, giving me advice on my dinner plans is just a helpful bonus of which I'm eternally grateful.
Hooray.
You have 132 people watching.
Hi, everybody.
The customer asked for him to be pink.
Yes.
Ezekiel said that the bear looks boiled now.
You mean the bear looks delicious?
He's very pink, says Ronald Grant.
Yes, many pink bears are.
Question, preference, Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, or Night Gallery?
Tales from the Dark Side.
John Hayes, if you did a room of mannequins, had real people mixed in, that moved very robotic.
We do have that room. Like we have a room where it's just a bunch of dummies that we did, and boy, that is a fun one.
Is there a reason why you didn't make him pink before all the other steps?
I didn't want to work with a sticky bear. Hashtag sticky bear.
Bill Brooks says proxy bear. Nice looking Carla and Levitt says Lisa. Why did you mix contact cement into the paint?
I wanted splooge. I wanted it to be gross. And the contact cement will actually dry pretty fast.
Okay. Karen Dutton, yes, agreed. My favorite episode of Tales from the Dark Side is one where all food comes to life. I still think of that. to this
I
day.
remember that. Tales from the Dark Side also, they had a short, and I think about it when I'm fishing all the time. It was like this guy fishing by the side of the water, and he sees an apple just sitting on a rock, and he goes over and he picks up the apple and he takes a bite, and there's a hook in it, and he gets pulled into the water because the fish were fishing for him. And one day, I got out of my car at dark hour, and I get out, and there's a McDonald's cheeseburger just sitting on the ground. And I'm like, oh no, where are the fish looking for me? Yeah.
Did you walk past it?
I did. I avoided. I actually sent someone else out to clean it up.
Is it weird that the eyeball in the mouth and the stomach, it even looks more cuddly. Hashtag sticky bear. Anthony says, shake the paint zombie snail style.
Well, it's just a puddle on the table, so it is hard to shake a puddle.
Ashley once said it's kind of like a candy bear that's been in a kid's mouth for a while. I dig it. John Hay says Niagara Falls had a car come at you with headlights and a horn. It was freaky.
Many places do that. That is normally it's a train, but the modern version has become a car. Yeah, it's a good scare.
Jennifer Q says it looks like cotton candy that got gross and crusty.
And the cradle.
Hi, geeks! Greetings. I so needed y'all to be back on tonight. Thank you for doing what you do. Good to see you, Brian. Hope you're doing all right.
Good to see you on.
If anybody can shake a puddle, you can. I believe in you like nobody else does.
Hey, thank you so much. That means a lot.
David Quintana, what dark corner did you pull this teddy bear mask out of?
So the first time I did this, I can tell you even like what year it was. It was 1998 was the first year that I made one of these. And basically the scare is that there's a pile of toys. And they're all these stuffed animals sewn onto a jumpsuit. And then you make this mask the head and, teddy bear over the hands too. But when they sit down with some other stuffed animals, they look like a pile of stuffed animals. And you put it in a room with a kid's bedroom, and there's a cracked closet door on the other side of the room. Everybody walks in, they see the obvious path, and then they see that cracked closet door. They assume that's where the scare is coming from, and then the pile of toys jumps up and scares them. So, yes. Another way to set this up is you go to Harbor Freight and you buy the back of the truck bed bungee cord spider webs, and you put that across the corner of a room, and it's a spider web of bungee cord, and then you would zip tie teddy bears all over it except for a spot for the actor's head to stick through. And then he can kind of charge at them, and the bungee cord stretches, and then that whole wall kind of moves at people, and that's another good way to set this up. And what's happening right now is I'm putting just on, some yuck. And you can't really mess this up. It's very difficult to do. I guess you could overdo it, but in reality, just keep adding blood until it looks cool. What I love about these guys is they're effective. They're effective as far as sales go. Each one takes me about an hour and a half. And then You know, I probably have up to, let's say, 15, 20 bucks in materials. And I sell them for 100. I probably should bump them up to 150 now, just because prices are different. I probably should bump them to 150, but I haven't done that.
Alan Hirsch says, enjoy every lesson I learn.
Well, it's very kind.
Kristen Brown, is this meant to be walking around, or does the wearer sit under a table or something?
I actually answered that.
Okay.
I didn't answer the question.
Well, no, but
Someone
you know,
else asked, yeah.
I've seen spikes fall and then lights go out and you hear a slam. Let's see. Heaven and Mojo.
Yes, as far as the spikes and the slam, that is an old March of Dimes scare, where there's normally like a sacrificial table, and there's this bed of spikes above it, and there's someone who's operating it, and the audience is over here, and here's the table, and here's the bed of spikes, and when they hit the button, the spikes look like they're going to fall straight down and kill the person in front of you, but when they release it, it actually swings and hits a fence or a wall or something right in front of the audience, which is pretty wonderful. Takes a bit of engineering, but it's a fun scare.
Okay, any claws?
No. No.
Captain Mojo, Tales from the Dark Side did have good intro and outro music, simple, long, transient tones. Second only to Unsolved Mysteries, whose theme creeps me out, and I don't exactly know why.
Yeah, I hear you with the Unsolved Mysteries creepiness.
Karen Dutton says, awesome. Captain Marga says, to be snug to the tune of Beer Barrel Polka. In a workshop near a cabin is a fellow we call Alan. Tonight he takes a fluffy bear, rips its guts out, pink and sticky. New signature piece.
Hooray.
Right, Demon, I missed the beginning. Is this bear for your haunt or a commission?
This is a commission. Commission.
Have you ever played practical jokes in a horror house, and what's the funniest one to play on people besides putting super glue in somebody's mask?
Yeah, so that's like a trip to the hospital. Like, that's not a joke. That's terrible. That person would lose teeth. You know, that's how that would work. So we just scare each other, like what you do in a haunted house. We actually have like fake bodies that we made. There's a whole room full of these caped figures, and they're very simple. It's a 5-gallon bucket with concrete and a post, and then, you know, a T-bar shoulders and a head, and it very effective as far as, oh, that's a person, crap. And you're in a room with 20 of them, and that's what I was talking about, the mannequin scare someone mentioned earlier. But we move them all around the haunt. So you might go into the men's room and you walk in and there's one in that blind corner. And it's just the idea of, oh, whoa, there's someone there, you know? That is pretty scary. Yeah, it's real short stuff. Pranks, I'm not a huge fan of. I take my haunting very seriously, and I think that my crew knows that that wouldn't be a good idea. If you do something to take another actor out of the show, you are on my crap list.
Let's see, Ashley Wan says, never do that. That's how you make someone blind. John Payne says, worst time working at a haunted house, my room had real intestines in jars that ended up leaking, and a real cow's head. So many air fresheners up.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of haunts that kind of do that. And one of the requests that I've gotten recently was to make some butchered pigs. So I'll probably do that as a YouTube video here after the new year. I want to get some Christmas content in. Well, okay. So when you have two layers of something glued together, losing its structure is an act of each one moving independently. When they're glued together, it's just going to be way stronger. But the layers of paint, the hot glue that I put on there, all of that is going to add a little bit to it. Remember, it's on a headstock. I don't care if it, expands and contracts. That's fine. What I care about is I care that it will effectively be able to be worn by an actor.
How does it form to the head?
I built it onto a plaster head form, so it's already shaped to a human head.
Stacy says the ladies' room is terrifying.
Yeah, a lot of those ended up in the ladies' room. And once you survived round one of them, surprise, there's more.
Ashley Wan says, I would never do anything that would damage anyone's work. Wilson Knowles, oh my goodness, I can't believe that my comment was taken the wrong way. I meant you put a full tube of super glue into the mask. You don't empty it, because then they think you tried big glue in it.
Oh,
Not sure.
I gotcha.
Happy Mojo. Ever had someone who just couldn't be scared, either on staff or a customer perhaps, inebriated or medicated?
No. Something scares everybody.
John Hayes. My favorite theater play was Phantom of the Opera. The gondola moving on stage like it was in water. Not cool things. Christy Brown. What material would you suggest for making an icing and gingerbread texture? I am making a gingerbread doghouse for a styled shoot.
Latex acrylic caulk. It comes out like it's icing. It's white. Or white silicone caulk. Both of those will work fabulous.
JLR, hello JLR, 538 says my parents used a foam head, dressed it up, and put it in my bed. Scared me to death. I was a kid. Hee hee. Hey.
You have awesome parents.
You have awesome parents. Hey, Celeste Kitty says we're going to butcher hogs soon. But I take pictures for you to see
No.
reference.
No, I'm good, thanks. Nope. I'll make it up.
Kevin Mojo, if someone's afraid of commitment, how would you scare them?
Well, I mean, you can. One of the things that I, would do when I was Carl is I would kind of hide, and I would get someone else in cahoots with me, and I would say, I'm gonna scare this person, and and then they see me hiding, and then you jump out and you say something like, "You're being audited," something like that. And then everybody gets a laugh. This is what a weird position I'm in with this bear. Yeah, but I'm also the character, by the way, who will, we've had to arrest someone on property, and as they're getting put in the cop car, I might actually scare them on their way out.
Have you ever scared someone so bad that they voided their bowels? That would be hilarious.
Yes. And it's not as funny as you think because it involves cleanup and hazmat.
Lisa said that was the fastest no ever. John Hayes, I was surprised not a lot of Halloween prop makers make Christmas animated props like Santa's Workshop.
Well, I think we're getting there, I think that people are getting there. Where they're starting to do it.
Good night, Paul Bennett.
Good night, Paul Bennett.
We're getting some giggles because they said the bear has hair down there. Hair. Working on it. 139 people are watching.
Hi, everybody. So, for the record, like, once this guy is done, there's then 20 more minutes of video of me wrestling him off with a head form. The alternative being that I slit this up the back and I add grommets and stuff, but I would really rather not do that. I would much rather leave it all one piece. It's very rare that something gets stronger when you have to reattach it. Someone commented about the Christmas stuff, and that's going to change because a haunted house show and the Christmas show are in the same building now. And what's going to happen is that the haunted house people are going to look over there and say, hey, that's a chance to make money too. And you'll see a lot more companies in the next couple years, hey, all right, here's my booths over here, and I'm going to do one booth over there with Christmas stuff. So it's coming. And just the fact that the two shows are cohabitating are also going to be a factor.
Okay. Mike Murphy says, hello, makers of monsters.
Hello, Mike Murphy.
Alicia says, the back needs more pink. Ashley Lawn says, it used to be that there wasn't a lot of overlap between Halloween builders and Christmas builders. That's not the case anymore. You'll start seeing a lot more stuff, especially in quarantine.
Yeah, I think part of it could be quarantine, and just you need more income streams, but also the two shows are together now.
Sir Farm says hello.
Hello.
John Hayes says, how safe is safe when making floor drops and any other moving haunt drop?
I don't like any kind of drop over 2 inches, simply because you don't know what kind of state someone's back is in, and that can really cause them a problem. I've seen people have problems. We had a 4-inch drop on the Skull Lord. It was a platform, just dropped 4 inches. But that messed up some people's backs. I don't like it.
Mike Canady says cotton candy and bubblegum. Cat Swift says, I think the nightmare before Christmas had a lot to do with pulling the overlap of holidays. Jennifer Pugh says, I always thought it was weird that Transworld had Christmas stuff, but I guess that does make sense.
Well, it's also, I mean, it's all holiday and it's all decoration. I'm actually thrilled about it because if you think about haunted house, our R&D money, every company does their own R&D. There's no one R&D company for, I am an R&D company for haunted houses because I practice and try a lot of other things. I try a lot of weird techniques and new stuff. But Christmas, for 30 years, all of their R&D money has been spent in lighting. Christmas lights and lighting is 10, 15 years ahead of what Halloween lights and lighting are. And I'm looking forward to us capitalizing on all that stuff's in the same building as us, and we're going to be able to go to that show and get some better lights. I saw some lights today, well, when I was in Alabama, that have haunted house applications, but they're Christmas lights. And you're going to start seeing more of that happen.
Kristen Brown says, what shows were you talking about? Gosh, Kristen, I'm sorry, that's far back from that. I'm not sure.
What was the question?
What shows were you talking about?
Probably Transworld, which is it's where haunted houses go shopping. Haunted houses from all over the country. They'll go to the Transworld trade show and buy what they need. If you look up Transworld on YouTube, you can see a lot of videos of it. And then there's the Christmas show. I think it's Transworld's Christmas show. I'm not a Christmas guy, so I don't know that one as well.
Shane Scare says, hey Alan, I start painting the Krampus with the large horns I posted on the page.
Very cool.
Celeste Kitty, what's the best way to glue 2 leaders together? We are upcycling them into planters.
Well, that plastic, probably super glue. It's not going to have any kind of flex. There we go. It's not going to have any kind of flex, but super glue is going to be the way to do it.
Kevin Mojo, I'm curious as to what holiday can be exploited, not in a negative sense, after Christmas, Valentine's Day, Black History Month, St. Patrick's Day.
I would not do a Black History
Not
Month
Black
haunted house.
History
Let's
Month,
not do that. I would do a. We do a Valentine's haunt. We used to do Love Is Blind. It was a lights out show, and then we switched it to a different show, which was. Love Never Dies, which is a zombie themed show. Okay, so now this is here, this is on, and it'll probably get me a little woozy, but hey, science.
Realms would like to know, what did you use for the teeth and the paint? Sorry, I had to leave for a few minutes.
I used pumpkin teeth. Pumpkin teeth also has buck pumpkin teeth, just like that. You go to pumpkin teeth on Etsy. And for the paint, it's spray paint, it's ink, it's all of the paints in my shop. There's ink, there's alcohol-based ink. I mean, it's whatever is going to make it the color that I want. Yeah, I can hear you.
Let's see. 13th floor here does a vampire theme font for birthday, or I guess Valentine's Day. A leprechaun one for St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's could be fun.
We do a St. Patrick's Day show. It's very fairy themed. It's very, there's fairies, there's leprechauns, there's goblins, there's giants and banshees. So we have a fairy witch who does that show.
Just read fast. 1980 says, imagine wearing that mask to build a bear. Karen Nutton, and what was the name of these lights? I need them. The name of the lights.
I don't know. I have to look it up, but once I look it up, I can post it somewhere where we'll know.
John Hayes, my favorite experience as a kid was at a fun house. One room felt like it was slanted at 45 degrees. You had to fight trying to walk to the other room.
It was probably slanted at 45 degrees. But there's also an Ames room. Look up an Ames room. That is a really fun thing.
Mojo, who reminds some scares based on the black culture, painting and etc. It would be something new.
You have to be careful to make sure that you're not exploiting. That's what you don't want to do. I would love to do, some Native American themes, but unfortunately that is a much exploited culture, and it's just going to be very difficult.
Good night, Ashley Wan. Hope you feel better.
Good night.
David Thomas says that's disturbing. JLR says it's good. Terrifying. Oh my God, that's frightening. That's great. That works. Brings me joy.
I'm not on the moon.
No cows. No cows on the bear, says Ezekiel.
Cows, claws,
Claws.
claws.
I love your teddy bear's derpy smile. Pumpkin teeth. Thank you, Scott Colhart. Realms would like to know, what kind of costume would you use for this mask? It looks great.
Honestly, a onesie, like an adult onesie. Those are great for it. Or think of contrast, a three-piece suit. Yeah. There's also a type of onesie in Japan where you're supposed to look like an animal. I forget the name of it right now, but those are fun with this.
This bear looks like a Clive Barker ninth-grade creature.
This is probably the closest thing to a clown that you're going to see me make.
Lisa says, awesome indeed. Let's see. Kevin Modu says, Black History Month could have a New Orleans vibe. I'm speaking as someone who is half black.
Well, that's fine. I'm speaking as someone who isn't, so I'm scared to death. I'm a middle-aged white male. I'm talking about nothing. Nope.
Pumpkin Inn says, hi guys. Lock Heart says that is epic.
Thanks, buddy.
Cat Swift's, okay, top. says, introducing you to my friend at the moment. She wants to go to Monster Camp. Will we go now?
Hello, friend.
Hello, School Studio. Say hello.
Hello.
Also say hello from Arkansas. Thanks, Scott. Ken Zarish, hello.
Hello, Arkansas.
Cat Swift says, oh my God, Alan in a onesie with a pink bear on his head. Things of nightmares.
Now, this style of mask, we sold a bunch of them to Universal Studios in California. And they had a whole corps of these guys that were chainsaw dudes from California. Yeah.
How do you spell Ames for AIDS room?
A-M-E-S. I think it's Ames. A-M-E-S. Ames Room.
Alicia says, thanks for your acknowledgement and sensitivity, Alan.
Just got to be careful out there, kids.
1980 says, an adult in a onesie pajama carrying a blankie and that bear mask would be nightmare fuel. Blankie says, that'd be a great mask to drive down the road in. Dirty Santa
You
says,
said I had to wear a mask inside.
Body geeks, your brain. I swear. Dirty Santa says, another great mask. Brown says, you're making me want to buy one now. And this is all you did, just make it. And this one, or did you just make it for fun?
No, this is a sale. This is someone ordered this. And yes, someone ordered this.
Does everyone in the chat room do masks and effects? This question is for the room. So David's asking there. Ezekiel says, the guys in the Christmas zone at Transworld can't hold their liquor. We made one wake up in a bathtub with an angry wife. I'm telling you.
Oh, awesome.
When we said, did y'all hear that? Did y'all see that Australian putting them back? I was like, that can't be our Australia. Yes, that was our Australia.
She was defending you. Little did she
I
know.
did, Ezekiel. I was like, no, that wasn't ours. I'm like, no, it's got to be
No,
ours.
Ezekiel wouldn't drink that hard.
It's ours. That was so great.
He didn't come down the next day till like 3 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not a huge fan of the party aspect of the show, simply because I take my haunting very seriously. I'm a business guy when it comes to haunted houses, and I know that might sound a little weird to y'all, but I very much, this is my business. So if I'm at a summit and there's 3,000 haunted house people from around the country, I don't want to see them vomit on themselves and fall asleep in the urinal. I want to talk to them, trade secrets, and learn the things that they know.
David asked, who are what people make here, and so right now there's a very nice conversation about what everybody likes to make or what they want to learn. So that's what we're talking about.
I like to make it. I like to make it.
Big media. I would ride solo in the carpool lane with that mask in Boston, and I bet I wouldn't get pulled over.
But if you do get pulled over, you're just getting cased. Like there's do not pass go, do not collect $200, just to get tased.
So you guys everyone's just exchanging what it is they're interested in learning and what they are, what they're doing with their art and talent, and it is a really nice conversation.
So part of and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, so don't tell anybody. I'm part of a group called CosTube, and I'm like peripherally part of it. But they're doing like this real cool skills exchange thing. And when it was time to write down what you would like to learn, I would like to learn how to knit. Why do I want to learn how to knit? So I can knit a cool werewolf costume. They have some really neat fuzzy yarn, and I just think that knitting a werewolf costume out of that would be very breathable. It also has some chainmail applications. So yes, that is something that, and I don't know if we're supposed to say that that's going to be happening or not. I don't know. So pretend I didn't tell you. Unless you find out I was supposed to tell you and then say I did a good job.
Okay. Kristen Brown says, I am with Alan. Trade shows are expensive in any industry. I never understood those that party when there's so much learning and networking to do.
Yeah.
Body Geek says, don't tase me, bro. Cat Swift says, there is so much crossover and learning between the crafts. Basically, we all just make stuff.
You know what? And I think someone said earlier that there was a lot of things that he picked up from this channel about taxidermy. I don't do taxidermy, but you know, are there things you can pick up? Sure, of course. From one thing, know 10,000 things. That is my absolute favorite quote from Moyoto Musashi, who was a samurai in feudal Japan. And from one thing, know 10,000 things. So it's very cool that knowledge that is shared can be applied in different ways than it was originally intended.
6 strings, 6 for 1, 9, like I know you're using your phone to stream, but what's holding it up? Also in the process of painting a 10-foot Hogwarts mural from my nursery. It's been a bear.
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 So I have a tripod, and I have one of those cool battery charger things in this real fancy case that I made out of a plastic bag. And that holds just a battery pack so that I can move the tripod around without cords. Used to be I had the phone plugged in the whole time. And this is a tripod that looks like this most of the time. Moby is this brand name. This is a separate piece, okay? This is a tripod. You can see this little tripod thing there. And then this is a like selfie table clamp type of mount that I put on top of that, just so I kind of know where it is. Yeah. There you go. And now you have my secrets to my high production value things.
Chad Smith. That's why I haven't gone to any of the parties, trade shows. I'm just not into the whole party thing anymore, and I'm too old for that.
I like to go to the bar at Transworld, and I'm not a huge drinker, but I'll go to the bar and you can sit and talk to people. And it's my goal is to go and sit with a bunch of haunters I don't know. I just want to go and sit down and say, hey, how's everybody doing? What was your best scare this year? My best scare was this. So that's what I care about.
Rounds. How much does Transworld cost to go?
You have to be 18, number one. You have to be 18 to go. And I think it's only like 50 or 60 bucks to get in. But each class costs money. And that's going to be, I think it's 40 bucks if you pay in advance for an hour-long class and 60 bucks at the door. Yeah, I teach a lot of classes there. And I love that format because it's, you know, it's 1 hour or 2 hours on the same topic, and I can really go over all the stuff. I like that format. I like teaching it at Transworld.
Ezekiel says, for us coming all the way to the USA from Australia for trade shows, a few drinks helps us make friends and network. Sure, we got a reputation for being boozers. However, we take all the classes and network.
Yes, yes.
David Quinton, I'm 62. I'm having a second childhood and loving it. Captain Mojo says the little 5 rings. 1986.
Yeah.
Taxidermy is basically letting fur over a buck, so yeah, I see the correlation. Mike says, I love all the haunt business tidbits you share. Kessler says, same, I'm 69 and now finally without kids at home, so it's come a wild time.
Woo, go wild. So if this mask starts to show wear, what's going to happen? The paint's going to come off. And those white pumpkin teeth are going to show up as white. And then the red hot glue, all the paint's going to come off of that, and it's going to show up as red. So really, you have a kind of a destruction-proof design system here, you know.
David Quintana says, there is one of Alan's students that does videos, and he is good as well in a different way. Jennifer Pugh says, I thought you only had to be 16 to get into Transworld. I was planning to take my daughter.
Oh, maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. It may have changed. It may have changed. I'm old, don't forget.
Ezekiel says, Transworld has changed ages for kids this year, I saw. I'm hoping to bring my son. Okay, there you go.
Cool, great.
Check it out, Jennifer. Check the website before you change your plans. They might have changed the age. We don't know what age they let kids in. But
I don't have any children, so that's not something that I keep track of.
But check the website. Don't change your plans yet.
Ha ha ha. No one changes their plans in 2020.
They-
Everything goes as normal.
She may be, it may be 16. I don't know. Ezekiel says they dropped it to 10. And I think that's because people do want to bring their kids.
It's because all of the food vendors
Well, that's
are in the other show. So a little bit of tandy leather stain in there.
You have an age limit for knockout.
No, we don't have an age limit. I have seen 50-year-olds crap themselves and need a medical escort out. And I have seen 5-year-olds come out and high-five each other. It all depends on you. So this is a bear mask, guys.
Jason Lemon says you were engagement.
Hey, thanks. That's very nice.
Stephen Attai says that's disturbing, so creepy.
And guys, I know it's a little bit early, but that's a nice project to finish up on. So let's go ahead and call that a night here. One mask, boom, done. I love this style of mask. It's kind of refreshing to make them every now and then again because they're so different from everything else that's out there. Don't be afraid to experiment. Like, don't be afraid to experiment and play. You know, find things and, you know, can I make a mask out of this? Will my head fit in it? The results might surprise you. So don't be afraid to go really outside of the box. That's pretty outside of the box as far as the mask, but I feel it's successful. So you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out. Wife, why don't you say good night?
Good night.
And
Bye.
I say good night. Maybe I'll see you at Transworld. And tomorrow I'm not live. Wednesday I'm live. Thursday I'm not live. You guys are awesome. Go make stuff.